Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Cruz and welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you could be more efficient. Don't forget to do all of the things that help this channel grow. Like this video, comment and subscribe below, hit the bell icon, and if you want to donate to this channel directly, please see the donation link in the description box below. Without further ado, let's get started. I do want to adjust something very quickly before I continue with today's topic. If you saw my last video, I'll link it right here. I basically talked about a really difficult week that I had last week with one of my daughters, Brooke, who ended up having to go to the hospital. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. I just wanted to thank everybody for such amazing comments and support that I got on this channel. The topic was a little bit personal, and I also, drizzled in a little more of my personal spiritual beliefs. And sometimes when you put yourself out there in that way, you just never know the kind of feedback that you're going to get from the public, especially here on YouTube. You don't have to be a content creator to understand that YouTube can be a really scary platform, as you just never know how your stuff is going to be received and who's watching and who ultimately you will, for whatever reason, offend that day. I just wanted to be honest for a second and be vulnerable and put that video out there because I didn't feel like recording my typical music related topic video or gear related topic video. I didn't think I could be bubbly and honestly and my normal self that I am here on this channel. So it was important that I was at the very least honest and upfront with you, and I put myself out there. So thank you all so much for receiving it well and for the warm comments. Brooke is doing a lot better. She was immediately better actually after that incident as soon as she left the hospital. So everything is okay. My family's doing okay, and thank you so much for the well wishes, and of course again, happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there. But now today's topic is actually hitting really close to home for me. See, I've been uploading 2 videos a week now for weeks and weeks at a time. In fact, the entire year of 2021. I've had this channel now for a long time, for years now, but I have never been consistent with it. And my channel really grew off of this one video that I released in 2019. I'll link it right here. It's where I reviewed the Kemper and the HX Stomp at the same time, and the HX Stomp had just come out, so it was really early. I kind of knew what I was doing, but not really. I didn't think the video would be as successful as it has. I think it's at about 27,000 views right now. Comparatively, if you look at my channel, you see I have just a little over 1,000 subscribers right now, and I probably average just a little over 120 to 130 views per video right now. So getting 27,000 views on one video for me is what I would consider to be really good and kind of a viral-esque video for me in my world, from my averages and my analytics here on YouTube. But I'm on my grind. I really do feel like I'm doing something special here on YouTube, at least personally, and I really want to see this channel be successful. So I really had to change my lifestyle in terms of how I approach my work ethic regarding this channel. I have narrowed this list down to about 3 things that I really feel have made me more efficient. Before I get to this list, I do want to warn you. Number 1, I am not a full-time YouTuber. I don't have enough subscribers to do that. I'm not even monetized as of yet. So I still have a full-time job. I still have a part-time position at my home church. I still am a barber as well, a part-time barber. And I have a ton of side projects that I work on. Not to mention, I'm a husband, I'm a dad, I'm a brother, I'm a son, I'm an uncle, I'm all of these things, and I'm proud to wear all of those hats, but definitely my schedule can get very chaotic very, very fast, especially because I'm doing all that and have stuck to uploading 2 videos a week every single week. And that's been challenging for sure. At the same time, trying to maintain somewhat of a social media presence, which is not easy. And recently reviewing some of my analytics on YouTube, I'm seeing that almost 40% of my traffic to this channel comes from Instagram. So it's definitely something that I have to pay attention to and keep up with, but I have to admit to you guys, it's just not my forte. So if you have any tips and tricks on how I can improve my social media presence, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you don't follow me on social media, please feel free to do so at Cruz Project on Facebook and on Instagram. All right, enough talking. Let's finally get to this list. I got 3 tips for you to help with your efficiency. Let's start with tip number 1, and that is change your atmosphere. If you have been following me on this channel over the years, as I said before, I've been doing it for quite some time now, but I haven't taken it as seriously as I'm doing now in the year 2021. I have changed my atmosphere a bunch of times, and I've actually had multiple spaces even before I was doing YouTube. I shared studio spaces with a production team that I used to work with years ago. I eventually got into a studio space of my own and then eventually downsized from there. I have to admit something to you, that was probably one of my biggest mistakes and one of the reasons why I lost all my momentum on YouTube when I had started back in 2018, 2019, around there. I left that studio space and moved a portion of my gear into like the corner of my bedroom, and that just wasn't good for me. I didn't feel good working there. I felt like my space wasn't mine, and I felt like the space was also so confined. I couldn't leave any of my gear set up, whether it was camera gear or guitar gear, because then my kids would come in and destroy it. It was not good, and ultimately it stopped me from creating not just content but music as a whole. And I have to admit that I've talked about in the past how I went into sort of like a really bad place mentally for a while back then. That was part of it, just feeling disconnected from my instrument and feeling disconnected from creating anything, let alone music. Setting up this room that you're seeing me in right now, this room that I'm filming in right here right now, was literally the greatest thing I've ever done for myself, from a spiritual standpoint, a musical standpoint, a mental standpoint. This room has been so fantastic for me. Creating content has been it's just been easier than ever. I could never bust out 2 videos a week like I'm doing right now in any other space that I've ever had before this one. So this has been the pinnacle of efficiency for me, changing my atmosphere and dedicating a space for myself, to the point where I haven't even vlogged in a long time. Well, first of all, obviously with the pandemic, it's been difficult to vlog, but before, it was like I vlogged out of necessity because it was really the only way I could film any content, because I didn't really have a dedicated space for filming. Now, since I have this space, I've been so obsessed with this space and this workspace that I don't want to take the camera out. I want to film in here and figure out the best ways to get the best footage out of this room. So eventually, of course, I will get back to vlogging and taking my content outside of this studio. But for now, I'm really enjoying the space, and I highly recommend that you dedicate a space for your craft somewhere in your home, wherever it is. Even if it's just a corner, make it work. Dedicate it, buy the things you need to buy, the little trinkets that make you feel motivated and feel like you're making the space your own, and something that will get you to create that content on a daily basis. That leads me to tip number 2, and that's pay attention to your workflow. Paying attention to workflow will help you greatly with efficiency, not just in video content creation or music, but just anything in life. Understanding what's getting in the way and stopping you from accomplishing your goal or your task smoothly. Figure out the things that help you become more efficient, whether it's writing things down. I can show you in the back of me here, I have like 3 journals and where I document everything that I need to work on. And I'm the kind of person that likes to write it down, not just put it on the note section of my phone. I have that too when I'm running and gunning, but at the end of the day, I like writing things down physically. It just makes me feel like I remember it more, and it means more to me to write it down for whatever reason. Then look at your setup. Is there something that you can either do that will help you get more things done, or even just purchase? Now, not everybody can purchase anything they want. I'm pretty sure there are millions of things you could buy that will make your life easier, and we just don't have those finances, and I totally get that. But there are some things that I've incorporated here in this very studio space that have definitely changed my life and made it so much easier for me to create this content that you're watching every single week. I'll link the various videos right here on the corner wherever it pops up. These are videos where I talk about products like the Shuttle Express, which I currently use to edit all of my videos on DaVinci Resolve, the PreSonus Fader Port, which I use to edit all of my music in Studio One, or the Mackie Big Knob, which I basically use as a glorified volume knob. All of these things make life easier and make me just work so much faster. There are things that I've never even shown you on this channel that are going on behind the scenes. Even things like placing my mic stand, you don't see it, but it's literally right here just out of frame, and my microphone is right above my head, and it basically stays there all the time. Having all this stuff set up makes it so much easier to press record and just record the ideas that I have and get it out to YouTube world immediately. Efficiency, it's amazing. And finally, tip number 3, schedule yourself. I know this sounds a little bit crazy, but literally book yourself, schedule yourself out, even if that means it's just 1 day a week. For me personally, I typically do the bulk of my work on Tuesdays. I just feel like I need Mondays off to typically recover from the busy weekend that I have with my home church, and then Tuesdays just early enough in the week where it doesn't get in the way of some of the other stuff that I'm working on, more specifically cutting hair on the evenings. I will even record as many as 3 videos in 1 day and edit 1 video all on a Tuesday. Now don't get me wrong, it's not the most healthiest schedule for me. I typically break nights every single Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, but for me it's totally worth it to get all the work done that I need for this channel. Now I have talked about in the past how I might need to slow down, but I feel like I'm on my grind right now, so I don't have any plans on stopping the 2 video a week schedule. And as long as I can continue the pace, I'm gonna keep trying to achieve that. So far, every single week, 2 videos a week as promised. I do now want to give you a little bit of a bonus tip. See, we're talking about scheduling time. I even want to encourage you to schedule time off. Believe it or not, I have at least 1 day a week where I just come home after work, crash on the couch with my family, eat dinner, chill, go to sleep early, whatever it is that I have to do. Sometimes I don't go to sleep very early and I just spend time on my phone. Even that could be a relaxing, thing for me. And just disconnect a little bit. I don't worry too much about YouTube. I don't worry too much about all of the other projects that I have going on. And it also gives me time to actually think about some content that I do want to put out there. Even music, see, that's one thing. I've been focusing so hard on this channel that I've put music to the side. So I do want to get back to recording and releasing some music here this year, if not at the very least early 2022. So we'll see. That's the goal of mine. There are also some other things that I want to do regarding my YouTube channel and music and sort of combining it. I don't want to give too much away because I don't want to set myself up to fail here and not deliver what I promised, but I got some things in mind and I'm going to be working on them real soon. So when I start to do that, it may just mean that I need to sacrifice maybe putting up 2 videos a week and scale down to 1 video a week so I could have more time to work on those other projects. But one thing that I won't sacrifice is making time to rest and to be with my family. I don't think I'll ever regret that, and I don't think you'll ever regret that either. Just taking time for yourself and mentally taking a break. As I've spoken numerous times about on this channel, I have crashed and burned so many times mentally, and it's important that I identify when I'm going down that path, and overworking myself sometimes leads me down that path as well. So I have to schedule time to make sure I rest. So I hope these 3 tips have helped you. Whatever it is that you're working on or want to work on, don't let anything stop you. Use these tips to motivate you to get started. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you want to work on music. Maybe you want to just have a studio space. Whatever that is, get to work. You don't need to have a ton of money, a ton of equipment. All you need to have is the motivation to get started, and use these tips to motivate you to stay efficient while you do so. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like this video as well and hit the bell icon so you get an alert every single time I upload a video. And again, if you choose to donate to this channel, please use the donation link in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.